Hey everybody, I'm Bob Lucido and you're back in the Bearcat Training Camp where we are offering in-depth business building training for Team Beachbody coaches. Well, in the last session we were talking about the 4 vital behaviors. What I want to share with you today is what I call the 7 pillars of success. These are the 7 crucial components of building a successful Team Beachbody coaching business. And by successful, I mean viable, with long-term stability, generating the kind of volume that's going to get you to the income goals that you're trying to get to, a business that is duplicating and growing in a way that's going to give you reliability and strength in the business that you're building. Okay, so let's dive right in. I like to think of these things as sort of the skeleton of a successful business. Then the actions that you fill in will be the fleshing out of your business and will be what drives you towards the accomplishment of your own goals that you've set for your own business. But these are the 7 crucial areas that you have to have activity going on, but also productive activity. It's not enough to just be busy in some of these areas. And I'm going to give you some examples of how I personally would fill in some of these different areas. But the cool thing here is there's no one path to success. As long as you have something going on in these 7 areas, and you can sort of approach it like a litmus test. Ask yourself, what do I have going on in each of these 7 areas? Is it working? What's the production I'm getting in that area? Is there something on the team that I can leverage to help me improve my productivity? Is there something in the resources or training opportunities that are set forth by the corporate team that I can leverage to help lift my productivity in these areas? As long as you have something going on in each of these areas and are productive in each of these areas, you're going to have a good, solid business. Now, of course, the level of success that you reach with it is going to be up to you and how you fill that in. But if you don't have all of these 7 components going on in your business, you're going to have issues, okay? So let's jump right in and talk about them. The first one is your active involvement in the lifestyle, your active involvement in the community. Now, I talked about this a little bit in the last video when we were talking about the 4 vital behaviors, when we were talking about being proof the product works, and I talked about, really going deep with that. It's more than just drinking your Shakeology every day and taking a selfie. Ask yourself, are you truly being an active participant in the lifestyle? Are you being a team player? This is a team sport. Because if you're inviting people or hoping to attract people to be interested in partnering with you or joining one of your challenge groups or being a customer and seeking you out for your support, then you need to be actively participating yourself. It's much easier to say, let's do this together, than it is to point and say, you go and do this and do that, and hope that your customers or your business partner coaches are going to do anything at all. This is a group effort, it's a community effort, and it starts with your connection and involvement in the lifestyle that we're sharing. Okay, and again, I talked a little bit about this in the last video, so I don't want to rehash that material. Go back and check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But you have to find where your deep inner passion connects with this. What's your vision for your highest personal expression of what it is to be a Team Beachbody coach? And then dive in. Make sure that you are actively participating in what you are inviting people to be part of. I have my fitness group every single morning. I get together with a couple of other coaches in the area, and we're doing our fitness. I'm starting my day off, coach lifestyle, there you go. Of course, I'm drinking my Shakeology every day. I'm using the products because I believe in them, and they are helping me to continue and maintain my participation. And those are a couple of the easy things. I'm on team calls almost every day. And of course my organization is very large with something like 38,000 people in the downline now, so I have plenty of opportunity. And I'm not saying you have to go to that extreme, but how often are you getting in to team calls, work groups, challenge group sharing opportunities, mastermind groups, success partner connections? Are you doing those things on a regular basis? Super Saturdays, I'm at every single one. In fact, I usually go to a couple over the weekend. I'll go to a Super Saturday in Boston and then a Super Sunday in Connecticut. And sometimes there's something else in my area on Friday night and I'll do 3. And I'm not saying that you have to go to that extreme, but I am saying that you have to have an answer to this question of what are you doing to actively live the lifestyle. I've been to every single summit since I started the business in 2010. Crucial activity. If coaches in my area or within driving distance have a shake and share or a fit club, I like to drop in and participate. And then obviously I have my own connection groups with my customers and challenge groups and support groups and all of that kind of a thing. And all that together helps me to define how I personally am being an active participant. Now your answer to that question might look different, and that's fine. Maybe you're a fitness first person and you're certified in one of the programs and you've got 2 or 3 classes running a week. Great. Maybe you do a couple of shake and shares a week. Great. Maybe you're in some mastermind groups and you get on the team training calls and you participate in the team Facebook pages and the support group pages. For those of you who are going down to Punta Cana next week on the Beachbody Success Club trip, that's all part of it. I think this might be the first actually Success Club trip in 7 years that I'm not going on, but it's only because I had other things going on, family things that made that impossible this time. But those are the kinds of things that you want to be actively participating in. Live the lifestyle, because that is what you're asking people to participate in. And you can't tell them to go participate in something that you aren't participating in yourself. Okay? It also, by the way, drives that magnetism in the attraction piece. We've talked about the attraction marketing component of this business in the past. The more deeply connected and more deeply involved you are in the community, in the lifestyle, and in the process, the more magnetic you are, the more attractive you are to those who are looking for the opportunity to be involved in that. For those who are looking for the opportunity to bring positive life change into their own lives. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2. And again, this is going to remind you of the video we did last time on the 4 vital behaviors, and this one is the personal growth piece. But here I want to expand that a little bit. Personal growth / skill development. And again, we did talk about this a little bit in the 4 vital behaviors video, so I'm not going to rehash what we already talked about, but let me just say again and underline this concept. It is crucial that you have an active part of your business, not just once in a while, and not just a few pages of a good book at the end of the week. A regular plan for your personal growth and your skill development. This is a business. You're a business owner. Okay, when I was practicing law, when I was an attorney, I had to go to law school, right, for 3 years, learn all kinds of skills before I could go into that work. Why should this be different? You are a business owner. So, some of that might include, are you familiar with everything in the back office? All the resources, all the tools, all the sharing tools and the support resources that are back there. You should spend some time familiarizing yourself with all of that stuff. Those are all amazing tools for you to use right off the bat. They're right there in your online office. So especially if you're new, but you know what, even if you're not new, make sure you're in there. I'm always going back in there because it's growing and it's evolving all the time, and I'm always learning about new resources and new opportunities right there in our own online office. That's a great place to start. Watch all the videos, those little, couple of minute videos in the video library about our products, about the coaching opportunity, about how to share. Those are great, and it's a great way to spend some meaningful time. Again, be a participant in what you're trying to share with people. Hopefully you've been on your Shakeology.com/your username site, and hopefully you've spent some time in that site. Watch the videos, read all of the material in there. Go into the FAQs. Spend some time developing your knowledge. If you're going to send someone to that site, you better know what they're going to see when they get there. Beside the fact, you're going to be educating yourself further on what it is that you're sharing. Okay? And those are just some of the easy things to do. Make sure that some of your personal development plan includes relationship building, communication, marketing, social media. Those components that are all crucial to our business need to be in your personal development plan, okay? And if I'm telling you that these are the 7 pillars of success, then I'm telling you that 1/7 of your time needs to go into each one of these things, okay? And that's just the bottom line. You have to have activity in all of these areas. And this personal development piece doesn't go away. You can't get good enough at communicating, connecting, building relationships, team building, leadership, all of those qualities that create success and the building of a powerful coaching business are all the areas that you want to make sure that you are continually active in and improving upon. Heck, do some research on multi-level marketing. Do some research on the industry that you are now a business owner within. Learn some about network marketing, about what does it mean to be a professional network marketer? What does it mean to own a business that is a binary, multi-level marketing compensation plan? That's what we are, by the way. So, skill development, personal development. Those two wrapped into 1/7 of the time you're putting into your business. And that's for all of us. So if you're somebody who's a part-timer and you're just doing this on the side maybe, that's cool. But just make sure you've got some time going on over there as well as you're sharing. And that's going to be the next one. Number 3 is, what are you doing to find, invite, and recruit customers? Okay? Building your customer base. And by the way, this is the one that most of us get fairly easily. The issue is that many of us get stuck in this one. And I, again, want to make sure that we don't get stuck and become singular in the way that we're growing our business. Too narrow. We want to be multifaceted in the way that we're growing our business. So, one of these pillars, though, is customer development. In the beginning, it really is the primary, right? Because in the beginning, you're building your income primarily on commissions. Team cycle bonus doesn't mean very much to you yet because you don't have a team. You don't have a downline yet. You're just getting started. That's fine. And for all the reasons that I've talked about in some of the previous videos, we want attention building our customer base all the way through the life of our business. All the way through. I don't care if you're a 10-star, 15-star, someone like me with a 38,000 person downline, you still are building customer base And for one of the reasons that we've talked about in the past is that that's a great finding pool for your future business partners. Okay, but I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Staying with the customer recruitment. What are you doing for that component of your business? And here's where we're earning our Success Club, right? If you're moving along and building your business on what I've called the pace in some of the phase 1 videos, then you know that Success Club 5 to 10 every month is a crucial component to building your business. Here's primarily where you're doing that. Your customer base building, your challenge groups. Challenge groups are great in this area. And maybe that's your answer to this question. Well, I'm finding and inviting for my challenge groups, and that's the primary way I interface with and build my customer base. Some of you might be Fitness First Fit Club runners. Some of you might be certified in one of our programs, in your way of building and connecting with customer base is through your classes. Maybe some of you are fans of doing shake and shares and home parties. I think I've shared with you in the past, one of the things that I do, I always have a little campaign each month where I'm giving out free Shakeology samples and connecting with a group of people each month that I can connect with to get some samples into their hands and help to share and build customer base that way. Any of those are fine examples. Of course, another one would be, since you're in the habit of qualifying for Success Club every month, you're also getting those Success Club leads, customer leads, from corporate. And so obviously you should have some kind of system for reaching out and connecting with those potential customers as well. Okay, so that's the third one. What are you doing to actively find, invite, and recruit customers? And this is primarily where you're doing that product first sharing that we've talked about in some of the earlier videos. Okay, next one, number 4. What are you doing to cultivate that customer base? Okay, now that you've got this customer base, what are you doing to cultivate, to support, to deepen your connection relationships with your customer base? Okay, because again, this is not just about selling as many products as we can and leaving people behind. That's not what we do. If you want to have a long-term, healthy, sustainable business, you're also building a little community. You're actually building a couple communities. You're building a customer-based community, and then you're building a coach partner business community, and we'll get to that one in a few minutes. But for now, we're talking about your customer base, your customer community. What are you doing to cultivate and support that base? And again, challenge groups might be one of your answers, might be your primary answer. If you're somebody who's really building on challenge groups, hey, it's a fantastic tool, great. And that may be what you're doing here, and that's fantastic. But make sure that you're very active, and make sure that when you go through your checklist at the end of the month or the end of the week or the end of the quarter, whenever you do it, and say, wow, how's my business doing? Do I have something in each of these areas? How am I doing in each of these areas? How can I improve in each of these areas? What's your answer to the cultivation, connection, and support of your customer base? Challenge groups and your active participation in there might be one of them. I like to get a monthly newsletter email out to my customer base. Very easy. They're all right in your online office. Again, go to customers in your online office. They're all right there for you. Emails ready to go. Use the e-cards, one of the resources that we have in the online office. Just something to make sure that you're getting some connection there with your customer base. And again, think out of the box. There's all kinds of ways to do this. You can set up a Facebook community page and invite or add all your new customers as you get them. You can search for your customers by their email address or various ways and find them on Facebook. Another great way to at least have some kind of connection, some kind of a way where you're keeping yourself in front of these customers, you're actively offering continually your support to your customer base, and hopefully through all of that, and the goal of course through all of that is building deeper relationships. You create quality customers who become repeat customers, which is always fantastic. You help your customers actually get success, which obviously has all kinds of benefits, and you are creating that community sense, that connection, and the driving of relationships with your customer base. That's the goal here. And again, I'm just throwing out some options. If you've got different answers, great. The only point here is you have to have some answer. You have to be doing something to make sure that you've got some kind of a system, and maybe you're doing a little bit of everything that I just shared with you, and maybe you're doing some different things. That's cool too, but make sure you're doing something, okay? All right, the next one is, what are you doing to find, invite, recruit business partner coaches? Now obviously this is different than customer base. And notice I said business partner coaches, not discount coaches, not people who signed up to be a coach when they bought a challenge pack just because it was a free option. None of that, but people who are signing up as coaches to be coaches, to learn about the business, to give it a try. Okay, what are you doing to find and connect with those people? Because remember, again, hearkening back to one of our earlier videos in the phase 1 section when I talked about the pace to success, part of the pace, other than that Success Club 5 to 10 each month, is the signing of 1 to 3 new coaches each month who are coming on to be a coach. Because they want to be a coach, they want to try it out, check out this business, join you in your next Coach Basics group, whatever it is. That's their intention, 1 to 3 each month. So obviously if you want that coming in, and that's part of the pace to success, then a portion of your business activities and your business plan and your systems needs to be focused on that. So what are you doing to find, connect with, and recruit those people? Now, here we go back to challenge groups may be part of this answer. That's why challenge groups are so cool, by the way, and that's why so many people have built successful businesses on the backs of building successful challenge group systems and repeating and recurring and continuing that and then duplicating that process. Okay, so that may be part of your answer here, but you need to have a system for that. Please, please, please don't think that business partner coaches are going to rise up out of your challenge groups magically somehow and raise their hand and say, hey, I want to be a coach, I want to be your business partner. Maybe the 1 in a million, but most of the time it's on you to put those invitations out. So what are you doing? What's your system? If cultivating out of your challenge groups is one of your finding tools, and remember I talked about this in one of the earlier videos, one of the big reasons that we build a customer base in the first place is it then becomes a finding pool for those potential new business partner coaches, the people who are in your challenge groups. They really get excited about the products and really have great experience and become enthusiastic, and then they want to become an advocate themselves, and the next thing you know that they're your next business partner coach. Great! What's your process for moving them along the way in that? Are you inviting certain people from your challenge groups to either an individual presentation where you're inviting and presenting the business opportunity? Are you doing regular, either weekly or bi-weekly or monthly business opportunity webinars or presentations that you're inviting these people in? Are you doing sneak peek groups that you're inviting these people into? What's your system? What's your process? and how much time are you spending on it, and are you making sure that within your business plan you are adequately assessing enough time and energy towards that process, okay? Now, this one is bigger than just working with your customer base, okay? This one also has to have independent legs. And by that I mean some of your time, 1/7, I am suggesting, needs to be put into direct efforts. And this is where we've talked about in the past what I call business first sharing. So it's not product first sharing. I'm not asking somebody to take a look at products and think about being a customer and then throw on them this secondary invitation to look at a business opportunity. This is business first approach. And you want both of these going on in your business for all the reasons that we've talked about in the past. So what's your plan? Are you doing business opportunity presentations? Are you doing home parties? Are you inviting people to watch a regular webinar that you're hosting where you're sharing the business opportunity presentation? Are you doing it in person? Are you contacting and inviting people either through social media or in the face-to-face world to have a sit down with you, whether it's one-on-one or small group or large group? What's your plan for that process and for building that side of your business? Okay? Don't just play the lottery with your challenge groups. Don't just play the lottery with your customer base. And by that I mean, don't just think that sharing product first all the time and building a customer base is somehow magically going to turn into a partner base as well. Okay, you may trickle a couple out of there. That's great. That's why we do it in the first place. I want that trickle, but I also want to make sure that I'm doing business first targeted presentation somehow, some way, in some format. And again, if you're not, maybe you're really new to the business and you're going, oh my God, I have to be doing BizOp webinars and fill rooms full of people and do BizOps. No, you don't have to do that right off the bat. I'm sure there's somebody in your upline who's willing to do that with you. I'm sure that there's someone even cross-line who you can leverage. That's fine too. In the very beginning, I was kind of really nervous about doing BizOp webinars, but there were some other coaches who were really good at it. Cross-line people had nothing to do, in terms of an organizational relationship. But so many of us open everything that we do to everybody that you can leverage that opportunity. Just make sure you get in there too. Hey, we're going to go watch, so-and-so's BizOp. And so Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, I'd love to meet you there. It's Wednesday night at 7:30. I'm going to be there too. I'll meet you in the chat room section or whatever. And then let's make sure we hop on the phone afterwards in case you have questions, or we can talk about it further. Okay? But somehow we need to make sure that you've got a component in your business, or you're leveraging something either within your team, within the national network, something that's put out by corporate, any number of those different things to get that component happening in your business. Production happening in that area. Remember, that's what we said in the beginning, production happening in each of these areas. Not just useless action, not just busy work, and also, by the way, not just talking about it. Get some action going. It has to be part of your business plan in each of these, okay? All right, the next one, number 6, is what are you doing to cultivate, train, support, connect with your business partner community, your PS coaches, your personally sponsored coaches who are here to do the business. And by the way, if you've been around me long enough, you know that I always expand that beyond your personally sponsored coaches. In my opinion, you need to build through organizational thought, and that means that you consider every single person in your downline, personally sponsored or not, part of your organization, and you're ready, willing, and able to reach out, to help, to support, train, uplift, partner with, connect with any and all of those people. Those are your potential organizational partners. So the question here is, what's your system to get all of those people, all of the support, resources, training, and most importantly, personal connection with you that they need to succeed? Okay? And again, in the beginning, and not even just in the beginning, all the way through, ask yourself if there's something you can leverage to get this done. You know, if you're a brand new coach, it doesn't mean that you have to, have a Coach Basics group up and running the first week that you're a coach, and an Emerald to Diamond group, and a leadership mastermind group. No, perhaps you're simply leveraging. Hey, I'm pretty new too. You're the first coach that I just signed. Here's this thought process again. Let's go do together. Let's go sign up for whatever, this 90 Days to Diamond group, or this new coach training, Coach Basics. There's so many opportunities out there. Heck, use the Bearcat Training Camp. Hey, let's together go through all of these videos, all the phase 1 and phase 2, and let's have a discussion afterwards about what action items and what action plan we're going to take on what was covered in each of these sessions. Leverage, 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 but make sure that you're actively doing something in this area with the intention of supporting, uplifting, training, and most importantly, connecting with your potential organizational partners. I want to find the handful of people that I can go deep with. And by that, I mean that I can really create partnership relationships with, building together, arm in arm, side by side, partnering our way forward towards success. What's your system for doing that? And by the way, I believe, especially if you're, and let's just give you the whole thing, whether you're a brand new coach or a 5-star diamond or above, your business at some point, once it's a full business, should have, for your brand new coaches coming in, an opportunity for one-on-one connection, one-on-one mentoring, should they show that they deserve that, which means that they're bringing their own self-motivated energy and they're ready to go attitude. You should then also have opportunity for group connection, which is your Coach Basics program. And again, maybe it's your team program, maybe it's your upline that you're leveraging. But how are you getting your new coaches an opportunity to get into either a one-on-one mentoring situation if they're really, really ready to go and ready to connect, or at least a group training opportunity. And heck, there's Coach Basics. There's initial training right in your online office. There's tutorials in there that you can bring people through if you're brand new and you don't have anything set up yourself, or you haven't figured out where your team stuff is yet. But you've got to have an opportunity to plug people into somewhere, and your leadership from day one, your leadership responsibility is simply pointing them into those opportunities, walking them over to it. Getting in there with them and supporting and connecting, especially with those who show a potential to really be a runner, to really be a potential business partner. Are you there for that person? How are you going to find those people? What's your process? Don't just sign people up and leave them on their own. Don't just sponsor a coach and then point them towards a Coach Basics program and say, see you later, hope you become a 5-star diamond, or hope you make it to the Million Club. No, this is a community business. So, and it starts with you. You got to be the community leader of your organization. Okay, so back to the filling that in. You got to have the opportunity for one-on-one connection, for large group connection to get coaches started. There should be some connection opportunity for that next level. People go through Coach Basics, they make it to Emerald, Ruby, maybe even all the way up to Diamond. What's the next level? How are you going to connect them to the next level of support and training? Either Emerald to Diamond groups, or connect them with the Diamond support group within your team. I know in my organization we have a leadership Facebook page and periodic trainings that are for the diamonds and above. We've got that together as a team, so I use it and the other coaches use it. We leverage each other, we work off of each other, but we've got a system in place to cover that. The next one is mastermind level. For those of you who are higher level coaches, how are you connecting with your star diamonds, your 5-star diamonds, the coaches who really are leading? They're leading their own teams now. They've got their own team pages. They're starting to really develop successful businesses on their own. Still, it's not cut and run. It's not, yay, you're a diamond, or yay, you're a 5-star diamond, see you later. No, you're an organizational leader. So what's your plan and your system for working with those people? I work with mastermind groups where we've got something like 32 or 33 5-star and above diamond coaches in our organization now. And we've got a page and a support group for those people to connect and for me to stay connected with. But more importantly, I also work with mastermind groups so I'll go to one of the 5-star diamonds and say, great, can you pull together 5 to 8 to 10 of the top leaders in your team, and let's have a weekly half-hour or hour session mastermind group so that we can continue to cultivate that level of leadership within the organization. So I'm connecting with my leaders, I'm meeting the new leaders who are coming up, connecting with them, always driving connection, always driving relationship, cohesiveness, building culture, building connection, driving duplication, because once that stuff starts happening, people will do what you do, people will duplicate what you're doing because they look at your business and say, okay, I'm in Bob's Bearcat organization, this is how I'm seeing people do it, so that's what I'm going to try to build in my organization, and you see it duplicating over and over again. Okay? And then of course the final level is, who are your 5 to 10, and even in an organization of my size, it's 5 to 10 who are your top partners, at the next level that are driving together the organization. And what are you doing to connect with those people? Again, don't let people get lost. You're trying to drive connection, you're trying to drive relationship, and you're looking for those that you can really go deep with. So make sure that that's a component of what you're doing. Don't let a whole year slide by chasing Success Club points or Elite points and forget about and don't have time for those higher level and deeper connections that are really the things that are going to make the difference in what kind of an organization you build. Okay? That's number 6. Number 7 is simple. Number 7 is persistence and consistency. And again, I'm going to reference that video back in phase 1 that's called The Pace. You got to check that out. You got to get on pace. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You got to get on pace and you have to stay on pace. It's crucial that you're persistent and consistent. Once you learn the pace, and by the way, you define your own pace. I've defined the pace that built the organization that I now have 7 years into this, and that I've seen work over and over again in my own organization, building multiple members of the Million Club, building, as I said, 30 to 35 or so who have reached 5-star diamond and above already, 500 or so who have reached that diamond or above level. These are the things that we've been sharing and duplicating, but for every single one of those who have made it into any one of the levels of success that I just listed, it's been about persistently being consistent. You have to be consistent. You've heard me say this many times. It's one of the things that I love about this business, but it's also one of those bottom line truths you can't get away from. Building this kind of a business is just like building your health and fitness. You can't go on a good nutrition plan for 2 or 3 days out of the week and then tank for the other 3 or 4 days of the week. You can't stay on a good nutrition plan for a couple of weeks and then take a week off and binge and think that you're going to get any improvement, right? You can't do that with your fitness either. You can't take 6 days a week off and then go spend 8 hours a day in the gym on Sunday and think that somehow you're going to build any level of fitness that way. It's daily, persistent consistency. That's what builds success in the realms of health and fitness, and guess what? That's what builds success in this business model as well. Okay? So, harken back up to the 6 pillars that we just talked about. Add in that 7th pillar of consistency, and you will have a sound, solid business. Now, how far you take it will be up to you, but those are the building blocks that will get you to at least having a real business, a real, viable, solid business with the potential to then take you on to all those life-changing, goal-achieving, wonderful things that we're all trying to get to and we're all trying to build with our businesses. Okay? I hope that helps. Have a great time. Get out there, have fun with it. Bring faith, enthusiasm, and action into everything that you do. And we'll see you next time.